see. I'm turning everything on here. So let's see. Hits the start button. It puts the lotion on its skin.
Oh.
Let's see. Okay. I believe that we are feeding out to the folks out there. You all can let me know how our audio's coming out. Oh, actually, I better check this thing. Yeah, let me know how the audio's coming. If it's too loud, not loud enough, all of that. I'll give it a few minutes here to get everything going. Let me start off by this. You're watching us live on Player, so we can hold up gun. I got Army guns, son, and these happen to be mine own genuine IWI guns.
Do I have any Jew
right
guns?
Here?
Oh, I do have it. Should I go get my Jew gun?
Do you have a Galil? Something he's got.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's mine right there. I don't know.
Oh, I gotta go into the safe. I gotta go in the safe and get my Jew gun.
I'm starting trouble. I'm starting trouble right now.
I gotta get my Jew gun, as they call him, a Jew gun. Come on.
Patrick is married into the mafia. So there you go. Anyway, so you guys are joining us live on Player. You could go, Walt, if you need to go. So you're joining us live here because we could actually hold them, touch them. YouTube won't let us do that. Crazy as that seems. So we do it here on Player, formerly known as Utreon. If you're listening to this on audio, you want to join us live, go to Player/Who Moved My Freedom Podcast or WMMF Podcast. If you're watching this later, we do put this up on YouTube. We appreciate you guys that look at us out there on YouTube. We can't do it live there, unfortunately, but if you want to join us live, come on over to Player Who Moved My Freedom. That's the place to go. And, okay, these guys, while those guys are off finding guns here, I don't see any issues with anything here. Nothing that I can hear from anyone. No issues. So I don't even know. What the hell is where's the button? Oh, you know what? I got to manually press the button myself. Jeez. Let me hit it.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation. Lifestyles of the Locked and Loaded.
We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Franklin Armory. Franklin Armory provides 100% US-made firearms and awesome binary option triggers. Their focus and purpose is to provide freedom tools to all Americans, especially those in not-so-free states. So when you're in the market, please consider Franklin Armory. Boom! There we go. Just responding to a text from Lola. Sorry about that. We are back here. Let me see. Okay, I'm here. Patrick's here. Walter. Oh, let's look at what Patrick's got first. What you got?
Jew gun.
All right. Galil.
This is an IMI Galil. This is the one that I built myself off of a parts kit that was so graciously sold to me.
Is it kosher? Did Marley bless this gun? Did Marley bless this? Or did
Marley
a rabbi?
Cannot bless guns.
Oh, she can't. Yeah, she can't.
Female.
A rabbi has to come in. Rabbi has to come in.
No, this is absolutely not kosher. This gun eats bacon 24/7.
You, for that matter, you aren't kosher.
Hell no. And recently, I don't know if I ever showed this off on the show. I bought this off of eBay, Gun Broker, like a couple months ago. Oh, and these are very hard to come by. Got myself the bipod.
You're legit.
Yeah, this is a really cool one. The only thing I noticed, when Walter comes back, I'm sure he'll have a Galil as well. And the funny thing that I noticed is the barrel that was sold to me, y'all look at it, you'll notice it looks weird. This is a 16-inch barrel. Galils typically are 18-inch barrel. So I don't know who made this barrel, but it was 16 inches instead of 18. So.
Okay, so it has a couple of extra inches on it. Sorry, I'm fighting.
No, a couple of fewer inches. They cut it when they were
inches,
cutting. When they were cutting the tip off, they cut it a little too much. It's almost perfect.
Yeah, I'm fighting with my light, trying to get my light on here, which I did not do before I started. Here's Walter.
That was a bad circumcision.
That was right. It's botched. They botched it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at Walter's. Look how much longer Walter's is.
Yeah, of course.
But look at this one. Look at this little stubby 16 here.
Personally, I don't believe in genital mutilation. You know, especially of the dude. Nobody's, no knives getting close to. I'm doing the only cutting around here.
This one I had put together as a battlefield pickup
style. I didn't refinish any of the metal.
Mm-hmm.
The receiver was kind of in a natural state from heat treating,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and it's got that look. You know what I'm saying?
And it looks
So,
great.
Yeah.
The only thing
yeah,
you
it
need
looks-
that's an ARM. You need to get one that's got you a bipod on the front.
I got that Potts kit, mofo. Remember that Potts kit I showed you?
Yeah, oh, I know.
Yeah, you got wood on the front, or you got plastic on the front?
Oh, I got plastic. My friend Jeff, I helped him build one as well. He's got wood on the front, and it looks so much better. It's so much
I
cooler.
have, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in one of my stashes, I have like a brand new wood stock.
Yeah.
Looks so
Well,
good.
there was a time when that stuff wasn't like. Well, the funny part is Galil stuff has never really taken off like a lot of the other ones.
Mhm.
I don't know why that is, because it's to me it's personally superior in a lot of ways to a standard AK.
It's just for an AK. I still would take an M16 over this any day, though.
I'm still fighting with my light here, so just forgive me.
Well, Israelis. I mean, the Israelis must have tens of thousands
There we go.
in reserve somewhere,
I
because
got it.
they switched over to the M4, and I don't know if that was particularly because of the female soldiers and the weight.
Well, then they switched over from that to VOR. They didn't
but they-
keep VOR very long.
Yeah.
They're still
They have them, but Tavor's
they're still running them. I mean, I hate to say this, but
I cannot get control. Give me 1 second. We're
You look
missing.
fine.
No. I got the light going. We're missing tradition. We got to do jazz hands. Let's start with the jazz. Oh, hold on. Oh, no. First, let's hold up our.
let's start
Israeli
some
hands.
new
Shake your
tradition.
hands.
Go ahead, there we go. Okay, jazz hands. Come on, jazz hands. There we go. I hope you guys have your big girl panties on out there. This is episode 1002 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. It's Free for All Monday, and we've got BFP and Walter here. And the title of today's episode, at least it's the way it is right now, is Vis Pacem Parabellum. And does anyone know? Who knows what Vis Pacem Parabellum is?
I always
If
forget.
you want peace, prepare for war.
There you go. Boom.
Yeah,
That's right.
Hey,
Yeah, what's going on here with Walter?
That mag ain't supposed. This is a old school AK mag slap side.
Yeah, it's a flat slab side.
It snaps right into that receiver like it belongs there.
They almost made it one of those, I think.
Well, that's one of the things I've always wanted to do, Patrick, is build a 7.6239 Galil.
I would love to get my hands on one of the 308 Galils. I think those things are smoking cool.
Yeah.
They had problems with the receivers with those. Some of them.
Did they?
Cracking, yeah.
Let me do some shout outs. I'm going to try to keep it in line here.
Let's shout out the best beer, by the way.
Boy, here we go.
From a great gun country. Super expensive. I got this on clearance. I got clearance beer, boys.
This
Chimay?
is Chimay.
Chimay. It's Belgian beer.
Uh,
I'm gonna start saying horrible things about both countries that are at war because it is 9%, and I have not had dinner.
oh,
Oh,
so
prepare
Lord.
yourselves.
9% beer is awesome, by the way.
Yeah,
So
this is good stuff.
let me just do a disclaimer before we get into this. First of all, we're entertainment, we're comedy, we are 2A people. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. We all have our opinions. That's what you guys are going to hear here on the show tonight. There's things going on in the world. We're going to talk about it. Lots of stuff to catch up on because we missed last week. First of all, I wasn't feeling good, and I think Walter had like some kind of secret clandestine meeting, and it all got crazy. So that's why we didn't do last week. But anyway, we're gonna have strong opinions, as I'm sure you all are gonna have out there. Big shout out to everyone out there. I see 42 Chilled. Jade Grew is out there. Let's see who else. Shooting Gallery New England. Shout out to Joe. I owe him a visit. I still haven't. I picked up a gun from him I didn't pick it up. That's the problem.
Paid for.
I didn't pay for it either. I need to.
Jesus! It's still waiting on you.
You're a
Dude,
bum.
I put mine in over the phone because I had to have it.
Oh well, the store told me don't pay for it. It's a real cheap gun that we're going to do a video on.
Oh yeah,
Coming up
I'm
here.
not shooting it. Don't put that near me.
Oh, I'll shoot it. I don't care.
Yeah, you guys are shooting it. Yes, you are.
I have good guns. I don't.
You shoot this zip gun, and you don't want to shoot this.
Zip guns aren't known for blowing up.
Okay. Okay.
They just don't work ever.
So let's see who else we got. So shout out to Shooting Gallery. We got Able Defense out there as well. Real Cujo is out there. Primitive Hunter 18 Night Train is out there. I see Lola is in the chat. Shout out to Lola. So if I missed anyone, let me know. I'll give you guys a shout out. All right. I think we covered mostly everything there, right? We got that out of the way. Everything's official. Long weekend for me, but I think the first thing we should do... Well, first of all, let me say, we got BabyFace P here. Let's start right there. There he goes. BabyFace P is in the building.
So I am correct.
Yes, Chromie V. I don't know where Chromie V is, but...
he is not in the building. He is with Grandma out gallivanting at his great aunt and uncle's house.
Oh, okay,
cool.
Okay, cool. Shout out to Chromie V.
Grandma came... Yeah, it was fantastic. Grandma came up for the... she came up yesterday. She's staying through tomorrow midday. And I had a great day by myself. Well, not by myself. I got to... She took care of him. She played with him. She did everything. And that little boy loves his grandmother. Let me tell you.
Holy
cow.
I just had an epiphany. Look at that, the 16 bayonet fits on the Galil.
Yes, it does.
Yep, there you go. Also joining us, there's Walter Keller. He's here. Living it up.
Living large. Yeah.
The Baller Waller. That's what I'm going to call you, the Baller Waller. There you go.
Okay. Now it's time for nicknames, huh? Okay. Yep.
So how was you guys' weekends, or the last 2 weeks for that matter? Because you all were here working on something that you're not going to talk about. But
I can't.
But
we have secrets.
Yes, exactly. But I wasn't here. But how was your weekend, Patrick?
My last 2 weeks have been pretty good. I think both weekends I came out and shot at your property and got Marley and the baby to go, and they both had fun.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Cool, yeah. That baby is getting conditioned to loud noises.
Doesn't even care. Walter will tell you. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he put the head things on. He just...
Yeah. No, he's a happy baby. Yeah. So you were testing more 22 stuff, or because you've been on a binge?
Yeah. We got some 22s to shoot. Walter, what else did we?
I brought my new
what should we talk about?
5.7 Rock.
Yeah,
that thing is fantastic.
That looks good. Looks good.
Yeah, this was on sale for $2.99.
Nuts.
It went in the bag and 2 magazines, right?
Yeah. Bag. Yeah,
ridiculous.
Yeah, I have a 5.7 also. Walter and I were talking behind the scenes. Didn't we do a video of this, Patrick?
5.7? I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we did.
I don't know that you've ever put it out there, but I believe you have.
Wait a second. I didn't put up I'm pretty sure I did.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to go back and look through there. Go for it, Walt.
The 5.7 is such a sweet shooting. This one in particular is such an easy shooting round cartridge. Yeah. Yes, I mean anybody can shoot. If you can get your paw around the grip, which is on the larger side, recoil wise, I mean you just pop.
Yeah.
Yep. I saw Patrick posted something on Instagram about it. So.
Just a picture of it. Yeah, it is. That thing is much more pleasant to. I've always thought that the 5.7, the FN 5.7 was. It's got a big grip, like a big chunky grip. The rock feels much better in the hand, I think.
The rock grip is definitely patterned directly off the dagger grip. As far as the shape. It's wider, but it fits in my hand really nice, I think. So only one thing I noticed is when I was gripping, I had a tendency to push the release button with my thumb when I was bearing down on it. So I just have to make sure I don't do that. But
yeah. I think this is a big deal for PSA, and this is just really the beginning, I think, with that 5.7. I'm interested to see how it grows and all the other things that come along with it.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
It's for $2.99, or even if they sold it at the full price, I could have bought you know, when this came, I saw the ad come out, $299. It was this one here shown in the ad. I went ahead and did it right away. Boom, got it. Then I looked. Then I look on their site, and they had every color combination you can think of for $299.
Yeah, it's awesome. And if you guys go to hankstrange.com, Lola has a link that you can use.
I might get one at some point.
Oh, that'd be cool. We can have a competition.
I've never owned a 5.7. I've always wanted an FN, but they were always too expensive. But for $299, good Lord.
I wasn't going to pay $1,200 for that FN. And FN was, the FN's mostly plastic, and the slide, I think, was like in die-cast, if I'm not mistaken. Or plastic, one or the other. And I'm like, no.
I'm pretty sure we've done a comparison video because we had a Rock, we had a Ruger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rich had a Ruger, I think.
Yeah, we had a Rock, a Ruger 5.7. We had the FN 5.7. And you have both generations
of the 5.7, don't you? Old and new?
No, I don't have. Maybe Rich had the new one.
Yeah,
no, I thought you have both. Brownell sent you both. You had an old one, and then Brownell sent you a new one, I thought.
No.
I'm pretty sure you do, because I'm pretty sure you got the new one.
I know the Rock was it. No, I don't think that's the new one I have.
Yeah, that's the one you have is a different design than the old one. The one you just got.
Oh, is it?
Yep, it's the new generation, because I played with it, I think, last time I was there.
Oh, okay.
You don't even know what's in your collection. I'm just going to come take things you won't even
No,
know.
I don't think that's true. I don't think I have the new one. But if someone might have had the new one, like maybe Rich has the new one or something like that.
Just recently here, Classic Firearms did a comparison, and they left the Rock out.
Yeah, I wonder.
And everybody's comments in the comment section was like, "Where's the PSA gun? Where's the PSA gun?" It's like,
the Rock is pretty good. The Rock is pretty good. I like the classic FN. It's iconic and all that kind of stuff. The Ruger's okay. I'm not knocking it, but it's not really my thing. I think the Rock is like really close, like 95 to 98% awesome.
Since PSA pretty much sells direct, that's probably why Classic left it out, because
I'm betting so.
They got no anything in that game, you know what I'm saying? So I left it out.
I don't know who did that video. Was it Clint?
Classic. Yeah, I think it was. Classic.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. I don't know. We got to get Clint on here and talk to him. All right, so we've got that stuff out of the way. I know there's things like current events that we want to talk to. I'm just trying to give it a little bit of time here. On Walter's end, me and Patrick didn't go, but Walter went to IV 8888 with the likes of Shooting Gallery and Flying Rich and John Crump. Tell us about that.
Oh, that was my first time. I rode up with Rich and Shooting Gallery, Joe. I got to. Rich has his car set up to drive hands free, so we only had one life almost changing incident going north.
What was that, pray tell?
Well, the car, it'll turn in corners, but if the weight of the car exceeds the strength of the electric steering mechanism, the system will start beeping, and that means you're supposed to grab on the wheel and kind of take over, help it through it. So we're going through this curve on the interstate. You know, we're on the fast lane next to the wall in Georgia, and all of a sudden it starts beeping. But at the same time, Crump is trying to call Rich, so Rich is reaching over to get the phone, and I'm going, Rich, as the car's drifting toward the.
So that doesn't sound like Rich at all, man. Rich sounds like the kind of person who would never, let's say, if he flew planes, ever crash a plane, much less a car. Oh no, so, I'm pretty sure that's Rich. He's crashed that car already.
Coming home, I drove all the way home all night to my house and to my shop, 9 hours, and pretty much hands free, except when we were like in the city or. Yeah, off the road or something.
I will admit, it's pretty neat. His retrofit thing that he did is pretty cool.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not a big fan of self-driving cars. I know the Tesla does it. Lola does like drives on. She doesn't have full self-driving, which she's got the autopilot. She does it all the time. I'm not a fan. I don't know if I want to do it necessarily on open source, which is what Rich is doing, but it's cool.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, it is cool. It is cool. Yeah.
I could say, and now Rich says that I could be a pilot because I flew basically autopilot, in the car. So
if Rich could be a pilot, let's say, what's his name? What's the name of that blind singer? Ray.
Oh, Jesus.
What's his name?
well, there was Ray Charles. And
Ray Charles, yeah. Then Ray Charles could be a pilot. Anybody could be a pilot. Rich could be a pilot.
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder could be a pilot. Anyone could be a pilot if Rich. No. Actually, Rich is a pretty serious pilot.
So, but the shoot was cool. I'd never been before. It's supposed to be for creators and internet folks and manufacturers and stuff like that. I wrote up on. I was on John's coattails. John Crump.
Okay. You could have gotten there. We could have gotten you in there. Let me see.
Yeah,
I'm gonna find your. Let's see, Safety Harbor, because you put some stuff up, right?
I didn't. I only posted one thing from there. Just my 50 cal.
Here's your. What we were
driving.
talking about just now. That's driving. Yeah. Look at that, Walter. You're coming into the future, you old goat.
I got your old goat.
Actually driving. And so you had the 50 out there.
Yep, suppressed.
Did you have any takers? Anybody liking to shoot that thing?
Oh, I could.
Really? Yeah.
I only brought about 45 rounds, and once they went where all the guns were suppressed, it went pretty fast.
That's cool.
Yeah. Once you heard how quiet it was, they're like, "Oh, can I shoot it? Can I try it? Can I shoot it? Can I try it?" It's like, so next time, if I go next time, I'll probably bring a couple hundred rounds and we'll make everybody do a social media post about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rod Mills was out there, and he told me he had a great time hanging out with you guys, and he loved that thing. He said he loved shooting that thing suppressed. Was awesome. So, yeah. You got to get more of those, and that suppressor comes from Liberty. Yeah, Liberty suppressor.
That's the behemoth.
Yeah, awesome suppressor out there. So IV8888 was fun. Did you win anything in the last 20 seconds before we? Any prizes?
No, I didn't. They had a thermal optic giveaway, which I participated in, but I didn't win that.
Okay.
And I guess they had some other stuff too, but I missed that, or we missed that.
Okay.
So,
all right, we're going to take this quick break here. We're going to come right back and talk about all the stuff you guys want to. Walther Arms has been making concealed carry handguns for over 90 years, starting with the PPK. Today, Walther is based in the good old US of A and still builds quality firearms like the PPQ and PDP for personal defense and competition. So when you're in the market, please consider Walther Arms. We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Walther Arms. Yeah, so our friend Real Cujo just was talking about autopilot. He says it's not ready for prime time. They have the robo-taxi in San Francisco that just hit a person. Those robo-taxi things, here's my opinion. They are not as advanced actually as what Tesla's doing. I looked at a YouTube video of robo-taxi and different things versus Tesla. I think the Tesla's better. But that particular thing that happened in San Francisco, that person got hit by another car, and that car hitting them threw it into the car that was self-driving. So I wouldn't really blame it. Yeah, I wouldn't really blame it on the self-driving car for that. But stuff could happen, anywhere. Accidents happen with human beings, But I always feel I don't like Lola to drive me. Let's put it that way. Okay. Much less, what is it? Skynet? I don't want Skynet driving me.
It has its place. I wouldn't want to drive in the city with it, but out in the highway when an open road, the hell.
Yeah.
I'm still watching it. I keep one hand close to the wheel, so it's not that far away. But yeah, you never know when something's gonna jar out in the road or,
It's a little scary. It's a little scary. So Primitive Hunter 18 says, got me a 2023 TRD off-road premium Toyota 4Runner this last weekend.
Well, somebody else got one too.
Yeah, Patrick got one too. Patrick,
who is this that did that?
Primitive Hunter.
Primitive Hunter. I bought one too. Actually, we bought a
Patrick's
2023. Yeah, there you go. There's ours.
It's beautiful.
Patrick's truck is all outfitted right from the factory, right?
Yeah.
That is, the dude that bought it, we bought it used. It has 4,000 miles, so it's basically new. It still smelled new inside.
Yeah, it looks great.
He special ordered it with all like the added package and the Predator model and a bunch of extra shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
I really want to go off-roading with it. Not mudding or anything, but I want to take it and go like overlanding really badly.
Okay. We could do that. We could do some of that.
It is. We took it behind our house is. Oh God, I don't know how many tens of thousands of acres of hunting leases or land leases, and they're set up in like 500 square acre leases, and there's bunch of them back there. So Marley and I went driving. The baby was asleep, and Sunday morning we grabbed our coffee, and I put it in 4-wheel drive, and we just went cruising around back there looking, seeing what it was like. Mm-hmm. And that thing is so easy. It basically drives itself off-road. It's incredible.
Yeah. 4Runner, I can't say enough good things about the 4Runner. I mean, it's an amazing thing. I used to have one. I'm not gonna tell the story of that 4Runner. Yep. Well, I mean,
Patrick's son will break his in eventually. So.
Yeah, he'll poop in it.
That's a famous 4Runner, but I kind of promised Patrick I wouldn't talk about it anymore. About what
you're never gonna give it up. I know you.
What he did to the 4Runner. But listen, I will go overlanding with you. The van that I'm in right now is all-wheel drive. I go overlanding with it, and I was at the Overland Expo talking about this stuff. I was at the Overland Expo this weekend. Here's a car I want Walter to buy: the Ineos Grenadier. Yeah,
that's super expensive.
Yeah,
that's probably what I was looking at. The base one I was looking at, and with the stuff I liked was 79,000.
Yes.
So,
yep.
And that was when there were still rumors that dealers were going to add more onto it. So I said, you know what? 79's a lot, and I wouldn't want it to be 89 or 90 because the dealer added on. So I'm like, you know what? We'll just let things trickle out and see what happens.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk to them about price or anything like that, but they are cool. Here's a 4Runner. I think I sent this picture to you guys so Patrick could see it.
I saw it.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
Oh, it's got a camper up top.
Yeah, it's got a camper.
Got a tent on the top. It's pimped out.
Yeah.
Snorkel and everything.
Yeah. By the way, I have a tent I could sell you.
We will be buying it. Don't worry.
Yep,
Marley already said she wants it. When you drop a lot of money on a car, you got to wait before you drop another big chunk on accessories.
And I'll throw some extras in there. Here's something I thought that I saw at the expo that was cool. It's not an overlanding thing really, but it's from Honda. It's the Moto Compacto.
What did you say?
That is so fugly.
I know.
It's cute. Look at that. Come on.
Yeah.
It goes about I think it goes about 15 miles an hour, charges in 3.5 hours, has a 12-mile range, weighs about 42 pounds, folds up like a suitcase, and you can put it in a car. I think somewhere here I've got video of it going into a car. So here's Lola taking it out of the car right here. So that's what it looks like when you take it out of there, and it's less than $1,000. And it'll be out here in about a week or 2 or 3. So, I think that's cool. All electric. It's a last mile thing. So if you let's say you drove into a city somewhere, and then, you got to park your car, but you've got to go another mile or 2, then what's the thing? What's up?
No, better if you're riding a train into someplace.
Oh, okay. That too.
I mean, you could hop off the thing, pop out your thing, but you got no place for your bags or anything, so that's the only problem with that. So
yeah, you'll have to go with a backpack. I just think it's cute. It's a real,
It's different.
it's a cute
Honda.
little thing.
It's
Yeah, it's a cute little thing. I saw this van at the show. Check that out. That's a Sprinter van, yellow. That belongs to someone we know. That actually belongs to the Gun Collective. His van channel, van life channel, is called the Battle Wagon. So this is actually the Battle Wagon there from the Gun Collective. I did see him out there as well, so I ran into him while I was out there, as well as some other gun folks. I'm trying to look at different vehicles. Oh, here's another 4Runner for you, Patrick. I don't know if I showed you this one. Check this out. Boom!
That was cool.
And
A bunch of yellow.
Look at all the yeah, that's got some extra lights on it. The bumper's got to be gone.
when I first see that pop up, it to me looks like a doghouse up there.
Yeah, it looks like a Snoopy.
Yeah. Those things are cool. Lola and I went to like an Iraq veteran event or something. We went to one of those events one year with that. So I think they're cool. So that's that about the congratulations to Primitive Hunter. And well, is it you or Marley that got this?
It's both of ours, but it's her car.
Right.
No, I'm on. We're both on the car note, but it's but it's her car.
Yeah,
No,
but Marley genuinely wanted to get this, or you pushed her
Walter,
in the direction.
You saw her. What did you think? She freaking loves that car.
Yeah.
She is so happy to have it and like drive it to work. She freaking loves it.
Yeah.
I am not the one that even like pushed her towards it. I just said, hey, we're going out of town. Why don't you? We've been talking about a new car. Why don't you think about it? Mm-hmm. And she has been looking at 4Runners for a while. She likes, you guys might agree here. She likes the old style, quote unquote, SUVs. These new rounded, weird looking SUVs are not her thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
So no, she was all for it. She was super excited to get it. She says she's excited to go to work just because she gets to drive her car.
No, it's a badass. It's a badass car.
It still looks like a truck.
Now check this out.
Yeah.
This is a Humvee right here. This is the future.
That's the problem with modern SUVs is they don't look like an SUV.
And they all look the same.
And they all look the same. Yeah.
Now this has kind of a what they call a bed camper on it. That's made by Earth Cruiser, I believe the name's the company. But this is the electric Humvee, right here that we're looking at. So yeah, pretty cool. I'll make this into a short and put it up there for anyone who's interested. They're out there, but they're not really out there yet. They're making them by hand, so they're freaking expensive.
Oh god. So,
yeah.
They've been effing with those things for 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah. By the way, so at that event, Toyota was there. I got you guys a Toyota sticker.
Sweet. Marley will love it.
Yeah, and they had the new Land Cruiser that's coming out and stuff like that there. Also Lexus, belongs to Toyota. They had that kind of stuff that's there. And the only thing they said about the new 4Runner is they can't say anything.
What? So the rumors are that it's getting a new drivetrain, and that kind of sours me on it.
It's probably going to be hybrid because because
they have to meet
the Land Cruiser is hybrid, but the Land Cruiser is hybrid too. Yeah.
Have you heard that the new Land Cruiser? People are now talking about they want to import from Australia because Australia is getting the good Land Cruiser with like a big V8 or something.
With a real truck, you mean?
A real one.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, I just want the one from over there.
That probably, they can't because of the EPA stuff and the safety stuff.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. California, definitely you won't be able to get it.
It's so frustrating because they're pussifying
It's
not the same.
Yeah.
They're turning them into soccer trucks. That's what.
It's and that's the rumor. Marley was very happy to get this. So the 2023 still has the V6 that Toyota's been using forever.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same, some different tech, but it's built in Japan. It's got all the awesomeness, body on frame, all that kind of great.
Yeah, it's got all the stuff that everybody likes. So she was happy to get it. I was happy that she was happy, and I love driving that thing. It is super fun. So I'm not complaining.
No, Forerunners are badass. I mean, Toyota makes good stuff. Yeah. So okay, let's see. What do we
Before
want to talk about?
Before we get too far,
okay, yes,
I have to show Patrick's handiwork.
Oh yes.
Look at that.
Cold blue, rust blued this 1901 Winchester 10 gauge shotgun.
Let me see if I can find a picture of what it looked like before, because I did take a before picture.
I was going to ask you because it was kind of fugly before.
It was scuzzy. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks good. It looks good now.
This thing meets or exceeds PAM 2023. So,
yeah. Wasn't I over there when you were working on this, Patrick? I think I was.
Possibly.
So I've seen you working on a bunch of guns.
Obsessive.
Here's that one.
Oh, look at that. What does that mean? What is that logo?
I don't actually know.
It says
R-A?
It looks like RYA or RA.
I see a big W. Winchester Repeating Arms.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Winchester Repeating Arms. There you go.
Ah.
Here, so now, anybody out there that's listening to this, we are in a quest for some 2 7/8 long 10 gauge shotgun shells. Either empty hulls or loaded ones. Loaded would be nice.
Yes.
I'm trying to stay away from black powder because black powder is a mess.
Yes.
But yeah, if you have that or you have a lead on where you can get some, even some empty 10 gauge 3.5 inch we can cut down and make them into 2 7/8.
Why is 10 gauge so hard to find? What's
not common?
Modern 10 gauge is not.
3 in what is 7? 3 in whatever
3.5.
It is 3.5 is you can totally get. I can go buy it right now. But that's not what we need. It needs 2 7/8, which is not common.
The old school 10 gauge, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so let us know if you have any idea of where Walter is going to get. Otherwise, he won't be able to shoot this ridiculously.
So show off the photo.
To be honest with you,
Let me go to this. Boom. Let's see. Come on. Boom.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, look at it. There's a better picture coming up. Scroll through the ones I just sent you. Yeah, look at there's like no bluing left on anything.
Yeah. I'm trying to was there another one? Did I get another
There's
one?
2 more. There should be 2 more.
Okay, hold on. This didn't come through when I pulled it.
Patrick said it was super dirty, grungy too.
It was the stinkiest gun that I have taken apart in years.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a stinky fella.
It was a stinky fella.
Yeah. So yeah, you did a good job, man.
Oh heck yeah.
Yeah. Look at that.
Oh heck yeah.
Yeah.
And that full must mean full choke, so.
Yes.
You need to get into this business, Patrick. You need to be.
So I guess I can say it's not come back yet, but I don't mind saying I finally put in my paperwork for my FFL. Paid the fine, paid the fee, whatever, sent it off.
Yeah.
So we're 3 months away from maybe making some progress there, which is good.
That's cool. And then you're gonna do this
This is my goal. Full-time gunsmithing. Well, not full-time, but gunsmithing, things like that, and maybe some light work on the other side of things. But gunsmithing is going to be the primary.
Okay. So I know we got to pivot to this bunch of stuff going on in the news. I see everyone's obviously having the conversation about it. We've had the conversation behind the scenes. Which one of the news things? Because there's a bunch of stuff that's happened in the last couple of weeks. Where you smacking your lips.
I don't know what we want to talk about.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys decide, or the folks out there. What do you want to talk about first of all the crazy things going on in the world? Where should we start?
The gun stuff, the frames receiver thing had another up and a down. Another bump in the road with the I guess this was the Supreme Court and Judge Alito or whatever doing a stay on the or something. I get so confused. It's like up and down, up and down, up and down.
That seems like how it's always been going lately.
Yeah. So what happened? They didn't make a decision, but they're siding with the ATF right now until they do make a decision.
They're siding with the status quo for now.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna get that, and I think we got some positive things as well, right? JSD, they got approved for.
They got their trigger approved, right?
for their trigger. That's cool. And then there's some other stuff that's going on in that realm. I've seen John Crump talking about it, Mr. Guns and Gear. This thing is so schizophrenic, all these ups and downs. I'm not really sure when, if ever, we're going to sort all this out when it comes to this stuff. But it will be cool for the Supreme Court to make a decision and obviously stand behind the Second Amendment here.
We'll see what happens.
Able Defense says FRT progress. I think
FRT got a preliminary injunction on their trigger. Mm-hmm. Finally, it's amazing that I'm gonna rant here for a second. It's amazing that you can basically know which way a judge is going to come down on a case depending on who put them in office. Mm-hmm. You know, did Obama put them in office, and then they're going to lean away from a gun? Did Biden put them in office? Nope. Trump probably going to be for guns, and the other one has been okay. What's his name?
You're talking about oh my god,
electors. His judges have been okay on guns.
Yeah. From Bush. Isn't the Chief Justice Roberts? Isn't he kind of wavy?
Worst pick in history, I think.
Yeah. Brian Quick says, "What's the last word on the pistol brace?"
There isn't one yet.
Yeah. The last word was there's an injunction. If you're part of the party, then you get access to the injunctive relief.
Yeah. So who is that? I think GOA got that.
Yeah. GOA, NFC, NFG, whatever. Yeah. A couple different groups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Second Amendment Foundation, I think.
Yeah. You can, if you're part of that party, you get pistol, and it blocks basically that. I think that was enough to stop any enforcement going forward, because they're not going to. I don't think the DOJ is going to risk arresting somebody who then becomes a member of that party, and they go, "Oh shit!" Open themselves for lawsuits. But
everything, the pistol brace, I don't think they're going to get that. And then from what I'm seeing with the triggers, I don't think they're going to be able to get away with, trying to regulate those or whatever the hell the ATF and the administration is up to right now. We got to watch it. We have to see what happens. They sneak out things at the end of the year. There's a lot of stuff. I think the Supreme Court is in session, right? They just went.
Yeah, they just started back up last week.
Yeah. Brian Quick says, "How does an ATF agent know you're a member of GOA?" No,
That's the thing is they arrest you and then they find out, oh, you're a member, and then they're fucked.
Yeah, they shoot.
But you have to pay to take them to court. So are you truly screwed? I don't know.
Yeah. 42 chilled. I've checked out the Buffalo Arms 10 gauge. It's black powder, so I'm trying to stay away from the black powder stuff, just because it's
stinky.
A mess. Yeah.
The gun was already stinky, and it just got a perfectly nice bath. Do not make it stinky again.
Yeah. Jen Champ Jr. in the last 10 seconds says, "That's not entirely true. BFP, a Trump-appointed federal judge here in Oregon, ruled Measure 114 as constitutional, and it absolutely not."
We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like High Point Firearms and Full Forge Gear, bags and gear for everyday life. Did you know High Point is an American family-owned and operated company located in Ohio with over 30 years of manufacturing experience? High Point is proud to be the home of the working man's gun and your source for affordable handguns and carbines with a lifetime warranty. So when you're in the market, please consider High Point.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say you are correct that it doesn't always work that way, but it tends to.
Yeah. What is 114? I'm not familiar with that.
I don't know what you mean.
Measure 114. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it.
Oh, what the measure is? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Measure 114. I'm not sure exactly what's up with that. All right, so then, of course, obviously, there's the reason why I put Vis Pacem Parabellum, which means if you seek peace, you must prepare for war, right? The reason why I put that in there, obviously, all this stuff going on with Israel and Hamas has been, in the news for the last couple of days, probably will be in the news for the next several weeks, months, who knows, years, has been my whole freaking life a thing. So there's that, and there's also, before we even get into that, there is the craziness that was going on in Congress with McCarthy getting ousted. So right now there's no speaker. Yeah, I'm not sorry about any of that kind of stuff. Don't like McCarthy.
Bless his heart.
That's politics.
Yeah. And I think that when these people, not just Democrats, even Republicans, I'm worried about for the most part, lots of rhinos. I prefer to keep them confused and doing nothing to make things worse. That's my opinion.
And in reality, over in England, they freaking dump each other every seems. This one's in, that one's out. This one's in, that one's out. It's like, vote of no confidence. Boom, gone. See ya.
Yeah, I think why it's a big deal now, though, is because they would love to. First of all, they want to give funding to the Ukraine. So with the deal that went through, I think it was like a clean bill that went through. Although McCarthy did some wheeling dealing. So one, they want to get funding to Ukraine, but now obviously they want to pump more money into Israel. I'm kind of glad that's all blocked up, to be honest.
Me too. That's what Israel needs, is more of our money. That's
Yeah. So where do we want to start on this? Where do you want to start talking about what happened in Israel? Should we just describe how the news unfolded?
First off,
I didn't have any internet where I was at, so I had to get back to internet. Go ahead.
First off, the Israelis have the best intelligence community in the world. And if you think that they didn't know that this was going to happen, I got a bridge to sell you. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
That border area there has got more sensory stuff in there for vibration and noise and cameras and everything else. And then all this shit is going on. I'm watching the Hamas stuff, and I'm like, where in the hell's the military? They drove an end loader. This is an articulated end loader into the. How do you drive that into that area without somebody saying, "All right, time to blast that thing into a million pieces"? And it's like.
So I kind of so conspiracy theorists or whatever, I'm sure are going to come out of the woodworks here, but I'm kind of wondering, even though like people are saying, okay, they were distracted and forces are kind of distracted. This is literally Israel. My parents were born in 1946, right? This has been going on since back then, since before then.
Since 48. Well,
before World War II. Before World War II, this has been going on.
Okay, all right.
We can go back. We can go back probably BC to these issues.
A quickie little thing. The British talked the Arabs into supporting them fighting the Nazis, and they talked the Jews.
They double-faced it. They two-faced it.
And they both said you can have a homeland. They got what they needed done with them, and then they said, "Okay, bye-bye, bye-bye."
Listen,
well,
the British Empire has fucked up a lot of places in the world. This was their strategy when they went into India. This was their strategy everywhere that they went.
They became, after World War II, the Brits became civilized. And you can't run an empire if you're civilized and caring and all that stuff. You can't care about anything except Britain if you're going to have an empire.
Well, I think
so. Once they got touchy-feely and they walked away from India and they walked away from, then the British Empire was over with. Boom, it was done. That's when they started socialized medicine at home and all that fun stuff.
I think their strategy, basically, this is just my opinion, right? Like, I was born in Guyana, and Guyana, up until right before I was born, was actually a British colony. Like, my parents were born British citizens and all that. The way that they governed all these places, even though it looked like they walked away, they took a lot of the resources out of those places, and basically dividing places and keeping people fighting with each other led to confusion, while they got to come in there and control what they wanted to, but wipe their hands of things they didn't want to have anything to do with. Most of those problems have festered up until now. The thing going on in the Middle East has been going on for, like I said, this is BC. This is before Christ. There's been issues there. Basically, the three religions come from this part of the world.
I was watching someone else talk about this, and up to World War One, everybody lived there and got along. Everybody
for the most
lived
part,
in that
yes.
area. The Jews, the Muslims, and everybody else in between, all kind of during the Ottoman Empire, all that stuff. They got along.
Ottoman Empire ruled, by the way, from the 1500s.
They got along for hundreds of years. Everybody, because to be honest with you, a Jew from there and a Palestinian, or not that's a new word too. Palestinian's a new word.
It is a new word.
We're basically talking about
They're
cousins.
all the same.
We're talking about
They're all
cousins.
the same.
Yeah.
They look the same when you put them. You get the natives up together.
They are the same people. It's like the difference between Ukrainians and Russians. What's the difference? They're Slavic.
Yeah. I mean,
you just offended half the stuff.
don't say that to a Ukrainian though. But
exactly.
Sorry.
They're closer actually to Poles and stuff like that than they are to Russians, ethnic Russians, anyways. But anyways, so of course, the UN and after World War II, they all these. And that fucked everything up over there. After the UN's the main problem, not the Brits so
UN
much.
is
because the Brits wiped their hands and left it.
And they walked
sure,
away.
what would you do? I'd do the same thing.
When you had empires in there, what happened? Right? You didn't have a lot of fucking around because the emperor was like, "Oh, you're fucking around."
Okay,
right? Yeah. Whoever fucks around finds out.
But
right?
That's how all the other Middle Eastern countries that are Arab, they have to be run by a strong person, or they don't run.
Yeah,
correct.
They don't work. Democracy is not a word that they know over there. It's a strong man is the word that they know, and because negotiation is considered a weakness when you negotiate.
Brian Quick says, "You think the British got civilized when Elizabeth II came to power?" I think Walter's being a little sarcastic.
Well, but what I mean is they became aware. They got woke.
Yes,
and they did.
That's basically what happened.
Look at England back in the old days. They didn't put up with no shit.
For some reason, they started feeling guilty about their shit. A little bit of guilt.
We are quickly doing that too, though.
Yeah.
That's the downfall of the. You can't be. You can't have a great land.
The thing happening here, right, is that this is the Holy Land. That's why everyone's fighting for it. Now, my personal opinion is that the whole planet is the Holy Land. What's the fact that life is happening on this planet is extra special in the universe, So the idea of fighting over a particular thing is this particular place is the problem. But here's my thing: no matter where we talk about, whether it's America or anywhere else, he who has the most might wins. Sorry, that's brutal. Yeah. That's a brutal thing.
What?
You don't have something you can't defend. If you can't defend it, if you can't crush your enemies, that's not your place.
What has happened in the world post-Trump?
It's falling apart quickly.
Yep.
Rather quickly.
Go ahead.
And because there's no sense of somebody that's going to do something, maybe.
I think the powers that be, or the Illuminati, or however you want to look at it, they want chaos, they want division. Listen, all of this stuff is happening while we're all fighting in the world about, someone being able to say that, to identify as whatever the hell they want to
Binary.
Be. And a lot of other stupid shit is happening in the world. And the world, especially the young, the real brutal thing about what happened here, it's horrible to look at it, right? It's horrible. For the people who were there, for the people who it happened to, for their relatives, it's a horrible thing. For me to look at it and think, wow, what if that was like my kids or whatever? It's horrible. But the young people of the world, have forgotten about shit. It's like Mike Tyson said, people don't really, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. And the young people of the world have forgotten what it feels like to get punched in the face.
Oh, yeah. You know what I've been saying to my family lately? This will make sense to you guys after I explain it, and maybe before. Our toast is too good.
We're
so
too
here's
comfortable.
here's my thing. I was watching a video of an antique toaster, a vintage toaster from the 20s, when electricity was coming around. You plug this weird ass son of a bitch in, you put your white bread in it,
and watch
it burns the shit out of it.
Yeah, you press this little mechanical button, and it would like back up and flip and put it the next side over. And when you took that toast out, it looked like it has been through war. It's just got lumps and stuff all over it. It's not evenly toasted. It looks terrible. But you know what? For 1920, that was amazing. And
yeah,
so
Walter was around back then. He could tell you.
Our toast has become way too good.
Yeah.
First thing is, we're the only place where this woke thing is really going on for real. With the binary and every kind of definition.
I think big parts of Europe.
They don't play that game in Eastern Europe. They don't play that game.
No, not
in the
Eastern
Middle
Europe,
East.
but there are places where it's going. By the way, shout out to John Crump. I see him in the chat. Yeah, listen, we are into it, but consider this. Look at what was happening. Like these kids that got surprised by these guys coming in Red Dawn style. They were out there partying. I mean, you're literally living in a place where, you are surrounded by your enemy. You have surrounded part of your enemy within your territory, right, that you claimed. You've basically created, I've seen people saying this, and I agree with it, you created an open-air prison for your enemy, right? And you're surrounded by your enemy. This has been going on for generations and generations. And yet people were not ready to push back and fight back against this. Go ahead, Walt.
Israel at one time controlled the whole Sinai Peninsula. They controlled there was no Gaza Strip, and there was a Gaza Strip in the West Bank, but they ran the whole effing show. So I'm going to make a comparison between us and the guns in Israel. What do they keep telling you about? Oh, just you need to have background check like this, and it'll be all right then. As soon as you do that, what happens? They want more. They give a little want more. So what do the Israelis do? Oh, we'll give them their own place over here in Gaza, right? Do you think that was going to be it? I mean, do you think how stupid? And you know why? Who pushed all that shit? Us, the U.S. pushed all that shit, and that touchy-feely. Oh well, they need a hopeland too, and this, that, and the other. Have you ever? Think if you would have gave the Nazis their own little homeland.
No, they'd be kicking our asses.
They would have turned around and started all over again.
So the Israel is describing this as their 9/11. What happened here in America in 9/11? Some dudes shocked the world, took down a lot of Americans with frickin' razor blades and passenger planes. So the idea that you can capture people. Remember what Biden keeps saying? Oh, you think you're going to fight back against your government with an AR-15? You're going to need an F-15, right? Okay, mofo. When you back people into the corner, they will fuck you up.
There's a lot more of us than there are of them, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, but this same thing is happening around the world where people think, oh, I could back people into a corner, and because I'm the bigger might, that there's no such thing as guerrilla warfare. I mean, America.
You ever heard of that place called Ukraine?
You ever heard of Afghanistan, where they fucked up the Russians for a long time, and then they fucked up Americans after that?
Well, quite frankly, we became woke in Afghanistan. When we first went into Afghanistan, we had the Taliban beat the fuck down, and then we backed off. We got to back off.
So I'm gonna guess that you two guys, based on what Marge Teray would call your level of melanin, and I'm just messing with you,
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Shout out to Marge. I'm sure. Have you guys ever seen the movie about Shaka Zulu? You ever saw that movie about Shaka Zulu? You know who that is?
I don't know what that is. No.
Shaka Zulu was the last king of the Zulus, right? And when he was a kid, this is legend. When he was a kid, he had an enemy that he fought and defeated on the battlefield. And instead of killing that mofo, he left him alive. You know who killed him in the end?
Yeah, it's always how it works.
Well,
it's always how it is.
So you're making my point about that part of the world. You either have, I hate to say this, you either got to kill them all. You got to kill them all and let God sort them out, or you're gonna be fighting them forever.
Or don't fight. Or don't fight. Don't get into it. If you're not
if you don't fight, you die. You die.
No, I'm with you. But what I'm saying is, if you're gonna fight, you must crush, eliminate, defeat.
Thank you.
Exterminate. however bad it sounds, if someone is your enemy, if they hate you, if everything in their life, you know, in their fiber of their being, right? I don't agree with it. I want everyone to get along. That's why I'm saying Vis Pacem Parabellum. If you want peace, you have to be prepared for anyone who wants to come to you and take your peace away. You gotta crush those people into dust.
Yeah, I agree.
So, here, you know, the Israelis have, I mean, like Patrick said, they're known for having a very extensive intelligence network throughout the whole world. The whole world. Yes. And a lot of people on the ground and a lot of people sitting on terminals all day long. They're the king.
Yeah. And it's not a lie. It's not a lie. Their intelligence is supposed to be primo, right?
He's the best in the world, 100%.
Along with the Chinese and the Russians and all that, they have the top hacking guys in the world.
Yep.
Because that's what they train them to do, and they go in the military, then they go private, and it's a big industry in Israel. Somebody turned it off.
Why?
I can't. I was watching this going on. Where is the military? They went into that military base and killed all those guys in that military base.
Yeah, they crushed police stations, everything.
Something about a holiday. You're on the border. There's no holiday on the border.
Okay, it's literally the 50th anniversary of what the hell is that thing?
The 7-day war or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah. So literally, it's the 50th anniversary of that. There's no reason. There's no place. I can get Americans where, like Patrick said, we're too comfortable and we're forgetting all. Remember when America was scared of that Red Dawn shit?
Well, see, we got this thing called the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay.
So nobody's gonna be paragliding across the Atlantic. Okay.
A balloon, a Chinese spy balloon.
That's not gonna kill you. That's not gonna kill you.
No, it's not gonna kill us. It's not gonna kill us. But it meandered its way.
And we knew they were there. We knew they were doing it. They don't want to admit it, but they knew it all along.
Yeah. Right.
But when your enemy is like down at the end of your street.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine down the road? Yeah. The enemy's right there. That's the wall right there. You think I'm going to turn my back and have a holiday? Somebody's going to be watching that wall 24/7.
Never. Did these people ever watch Jurassic Park?
No.
I mean, nature will find a way. The fucking dinosaurs are sitting out there going, when can we get in here and eat these people?
Yeah, well, that's like the people that play with alligators and sharks or tigers. You're going to get eaten eventually.
You're going to get your ass bit.
Yeah. So who do you think turned it off?
They did themselves.
You think this has to do with Netanyahu and all the shit that's going on and solidifying his shit? And look what happened in 9/11. Look what happened in 9/11. America lost freedom after 9/11. We didn't gain freedom.
That's because
we lost it.
That's because we thought we were going to be safer, but all we are...
We burned the Constitution. All the stuff that we're fighting and carrying on and complaining about is because these mofos got together in their secret councils and destroyed the Constitution. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's reality of what's happening. Yep. We're seeing it every day. We're like the cities in America burn for 2 years and they don't do shit. And a couple of dudes push their way into Congress and everybody's going to jail. A reporter standing outside talking about it, jail. Everybody's getting jail. Can you believe that? They have eviscerated the Constitution. And some shit like that's about to happen in Israel.
Well, we
got 5 seconds, Walt. 5 seconds.
Who always pays the biggest price when this stuff happens?
With Armslist, you can shop the extensive list of local and nationwide firearms classified, now with more confidence because of their built-in firewall. For only $6.99 a month for personal use, or $30 a month for business vendors. So when you're in the market, please consider Armslist. We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Armslist.
Let me just give a shout out to John Crump. He says Shaka Zulu, brother of Shaka Khan. What's the matter?
Oh, you broke up. You were robot.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. My bad on that one. So Crump said Shaka Zulu is the brother of Shaka Khan. That's it.
Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Shaka Khan.
But who always pays the biggest price in these events?
The people.
The common, ordinary person minding his own damn business.
Yeah.
Like in Israel, where people were sitting outside and were shot point blank. You know,
crazy.
In their houses.
Crazy. They went into homes and kidnapped kids. They took kids.
Have you seen some of the pictures of the shot up people?
Yeah.
And it's like, and I think everybody needs to see that. They keep it away from people, but everybody needs to see those dead ladies and dead this and dead soldiers getting their head kicked in and everything else. That way, it becomes really like, oh God, this is for real. Yeah. You know, I remember watching the. Back in Israel, when they have these suicide bombers and blow up a bus, 9 times out of 10 when the bomb goes off, the head comes off the suicide bomber. And I remember one time they showed, and there's the dude's head laying right out in the road. You need to see that.
Yeah,
so you realize what it instead of seeing that cleaned up scene like we saw in Afghanistan. Whenever they did that, all we saw was the washed down street. You didn't see all the dead folks laying in the road to make it. Fill in the blanks in your head.
To realize what's happening. Look, when yesterday, so my younger son's not here. He's back. He's in school. The older one is here, and Lola and I got back, and we were tired and all that kind of stuff. But I called our older son out and Lola, and I was like, dude, we got to sit down. We got to look at this, and we looked at it, and I told him, I want you to see this because
this is evil. This is evil in the big E.
What led me here to where I am, to where we are, and we're talking about this stuff, is that back in like 2000, like 5, 6, 7, I started having these nightmares of, the world went to shit, and I got disconnected from my entire family, and I couldn't do anything for them. And I was like searching, trying to find them, trying to help them, and I was worried about what would happen to them. And that's what led me here. I realized that I had to take responsibility. I had to learn things. I had to make myself do things that were uncomfortable, that I didn't want to do, that I didn't want to think about. I had to start preparing myself. I'm still on that journey. I'm far away from that. But, we cannot allow ourselves to be lulled into this false sense of security and think that the world is like free and clean and open and it's fucking, kumbaya and everyone loves us, because they don't fucking love us. And they will kill us all, and they will shoot us down in the street. And when I was looking there, I was looking at people with my complexion, okay, and people with your complexion, and people who look like each other killing each other.
Right.
Okay?
They don't care. It don't matter.
Yeah. There's no difference. Go ahead.
42 chills, what do you say? Dead bodies in Gaza. They're going to show the Palestinians. They're going to show the dead. Yeah, they're going to show that dead because that's the narrative they want to push. The poor Palestinians. And they've always done that. And you go back in the 70s and 80s, all these refugee camps and all this stuff, the poor Palestinians. Well, once again, that Israeli lady sitting on the park bench that was shot point blank, she was just sitting there minding her own business. Her uncle didn't come across the border with machine guns and start machine gunning people. So, I always say, you start no shit, there'll be no shit. They started the shit, and guess what's going to happen this time?
There's an escalating level of violence here, and I think that Israel is incredibly well funded, well armed. They, like we're saying here, something happened, and somehow this thing was allowed to happen, and there's going to obviously be a pretty rigorous response to that, and a lot of people are going to die. A lot of Israelis are going to die, and a lot of Palestinians are going to die. But let's remember, this has been going on. I sent you guys a, let me see if I could pull it up here, right? Because I sent you this thing on Wikipedia, because I remember when I was a kid, my father always told me how Guyana was one of the places that was on the list for the Jewish people to settle after World War II, right? But this has been going on for years, and I didn't realize it until I went to look it up. And I'll show you guys this. I'll share a little bit of it. So the proposals for a Jewish state. You could go through this, and this covers Russia and Germany and Uganda. Yeah, there's Russia in here. I'm not fucking around. Japan is in here that they thought about stuff. Yeah. I mean, Madagascar is in here. You know, the Italian East Africa is up in this thing. You know, this goes on. This like from the Middle Ages to the 19th century. You know, the part about Guyana was like way down. Where is it? Right here, British Guyana.
Yeah, let's get them the fuck way out of the jungle someplace.
So in March 1940. They floated this idea of Guyana. So the Jewish people who had been going through this for centuries, really, right, of being displaced and having all these problems. Part of it comes from religion, as we said. Like first there was Judaism, then there was Christianity, and there was also Islam, right? And for the most part, I think, like you said, Jews, Christians, Muslims all got along. At some point, Christians started blaming Jews for they did get along. There was issues and stuff like that, but they got along. Yeah, they got along to a point. But back in the days when people were not comfortable, things were pretty brutal.
Oh yeah, we genocided a bunch of them before.
Yeah. So, but there was a point that, you know, if you look back at the Crusades and all that kind of stuff, there was a point where Christians started blaming Jews for what happened with Christ, all kinds of stuff, right? This has been going on for a long time. At the end of World War II, where you had the Holocaust and all that kind of stuff go down, they tried to find a neutral place to settle, you know, to become the state of Israel, to settle the Jewish people, and they chose the Holy Land. So here's my thing. You choose the Holy Land, you choose war forever.
But once again,
this will go on forever.
Mm-hmm.
During like I said, we talked about earlier, during those earlier times, people got along there.
They did. There has been times when things got along. I agree with that to an extent.
Until you're Illuminati or you're UNATI or whatever, the UN folks start, you know, dividing people up. You've got North Vietnam, South Vietnam, North Korea, South Korea, Eastern Europe. Look at Eastern Europe. We put all those people in slavery because we gave them to the Russians for 40 or 50 years, whatever it was. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
listen, I once saw this conversation with a rabbi, an imam, and I think archbishop, right? The three major religions, they were sitting down talking, and there was a reporter. And the gist of it is they were all waiting for the world and wishing for the world to end.
Yes, that is the end times prophecy calls for things to happen.
Yeah. You know, the rabbi wanted the Messiah to truly come. The Christians wanted the Messiah, you know, the Christ to come back again. You know, and you know, the Muslims, you know, wanted the prophecy to come true. Yeah. This is the direction. It's not just the Illuminati. Maybe it's a combination of all these things. There's certain powers in the world, and in a lot of ways, man, religion is incredibly powerful. It's a discipline. I believe in God, right? But religion itself is a discipline over the masses. Okay? And people are getting pushed in a direction. And regardless of who it is, if you are Muslim and you choose the Holy Land, if you're Jewish and you choose the Holy Land, if you're Christian and you choose the Holy Land, you choose war forever. Until the end of days. That's what you're signing up for. This is what's happening. Right? And I'm not knocking people for it. Hey, if that's your thing, you got to live in the fact that that's your thing. Like we live here in America. If some dudes decided to start paratrooping in here to America, I'm not going to just go about my everyday business. I'll fight. I'm willing to die. I'm not a badass or anything like that. I'll probably be the first dude to go out. But I'm willing to fight for this. And the reason why we spend a lot of time fighting for the Second Amendment, doing all these, we get crushed by the powers that be. For every single one of us here, most of the people in the Second Amendment community, we all get crushed for doing what we're doing here, right? But I do it because if you, in that moment, looking at those videos of those people in their homes, you coming into my home, you're going to catch some bullets.
Oh, hell yeah. Most of them are. Very few of them own guns, though. I don't believe, right?
A prime example of Israel's not. Everybody thinks everybody in Israel has guns. No, they don't.
They don't make it easy. They don't make it easy.
It's real restrictive, and now they're paying a price for that restrictive. So, my opinion.
And I think they reversed it. Here we go. I'm trying to pull up this article.
Yeah, that's what's funny to me is now they're going, oh, no. Everybody gets a gun. You all get guns.
Yeah. Now, didn't this happen?
Now is when I get it? Okay.
Yeah, this is from The Reload. The headline is Israel loosens gun laws after unprecedented terror attack.
Too little too late. Bud.
Yeah, it will now be easier for the Israelis to carry firearms for self-defense in the wake of the worst terror attack in the nation's history. And it goes on here. But yeah, isn't that weird? It's too bad that no one has been like out there saying that when they disarm you, they leave you gullible and open to attack from them and anybody.
Right. So
that's what happened.
Yeah.
What happened in Ukraine? Ukraine was the same thing, right? Then all of a sudden it was like, yeah, everybody get a gun.
They handed them out actually for a while.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what the funny thing about Ukraine is I was watching Luke Skywalker. What's the hell is it? Mark Hamill. You know Luke Skywalker? Yeah, he's a Hollywood type.
He's a lefty.
Super peacenik mofo. I saw him talking about how he's here's how he's supporting Ukraine. He's helping Ukraine get drones, but not. This is what he said. Not
death drones.
Yeah, not the death murdery kind of drones.
yeah, that's how that works.
These people have compromised what they believe. The liberals out there,
fantasy land.
Yeah, the Democrats, all these people like no war. We got to end wars, right? All those people are. We've got congressmen and senators wearing a Ukraine pin.
That is unacceptable in my book.
Okay.
Same with the Israeli flag. It's unacceptable.
And that little actor dude from Ukraine comes over here. You know what I'm saying? And they slob his pee-pee down and write him checks for billions of dollars. Okay. Now, just think about this. Why is all this stuff happening all of a sudden? What's happening in the world? Why is it on one end they're like, no, Americans have to be disarmed, but all these people have to be armed? They're giving Ukraine, what, like F-35s, I think, are going out there, all kinds of tanks?
No, they're not giving F-35s.
What are they getting? F-15s? What are they getting?
F-16.
They're getting F-16s. Wow. Okay, all right. I guess that's a notch down.
That's old school, actually.
The F-35s are shit anyway. I saw someone mention it here, but it is reality. About 50% of those F-35s are even functional. Ready for war.
At any one time, probably 50% of all the jets are not functional.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
Because of maintenance and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean.
Right. They're giving these guys cluster bombs, tanks, everything, right?
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Israel has gotten all this stuff as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've got their own tanks and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but we've been helping them. We've been pumping money over there.
We got plenty.
Yeah. Now, what's going on in America? You guys notice anything? Did you see?
We are dying of fentanyl.
Gas prices are going up. Our kids don't know what frickin' sex they are.
Well, that's not because of anybody else but us. Did gas prices go up today? I haven't been by a gas station.
You guys will have to tell me. I do buy gas. Gas is relatively, it's not $4 a gallon right now, but it's above $3.50, I'll tell you that.
It was in Georgia. There was a couple places it was like $2.98, but yeah.
Yeah. Right now in Florida, I think my local gas station is something like $3.60, something like that around here where I am. But we will see gas prices go up. Shit doesn't go down in the Middle East, and gas prices don't go up.
Well, you have to. The Russians have to keep the Middle East active, because if the prices drop down like it was when Trump was the president, they don't make any money, and they're not making enough money right now to support their stuff because of the sanctions. So,
yeah, you know what? I hate to sound like this. I'm being sarcastic, but here, why are we worried about why does the price of oil coming from the Middle East affect us? We don't have our own resources.
Oh, we have plenty of oil, but because of politicians here, and this administration especially, restricted all that stuff. Yeah, there's plenty. We have more oil than the Saudis have oil. So
yeah.
Speaking of that, I heard something interesting. The Saudis have been making friends with the Israelis. And the Saudis, yes, they've been very friendly. There's money. It's money and weapons and stuff like that. That makes friends. It makes for good friends.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, that's how the world works. It's like Turkey and Israel. Muslim, Jew. They seem to get along well when it comes to weapons and weapon systems and technology. Imagine that. But anyways, the idea is that the Iranians are pushing this so hard to fuck with the Israelis, to fuck with the Saudis.
Okay.
Which are their enemies.
Yes. Well, we were in Afghanistan and Iraq on behalf of the Saudis, so that's what we were up there doing. We were up there doing stuff for them that they didn't want to do themselves. I don't know if anyone could argue that with me.
The Saudis don't do anything for themselves if they can pay for it. Why would you do something for yourself? If you can hire a mercenary to do your job, then just hire the mercenary.
Yeah. And what winds up happening is America becomes the mercenaries, and the cannon fodder becomes the American people.
Well, luckily right now we're on the downside of that. So we don't.
Are we really though? Are we really on the downside of that?
Well, where are the Americans now? There's some. I guess there's still some in. Well, they're all over in Africa playing games. The Rangers and stuff are in Africa, and the Green Berets and all the Special Forces guys. Syria. I guess there's still some Americans in Syria, from what I understand.
I mean, I think maybe these things are turning more into proxy wars and stuff like that, right? And getting fought more by drones and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, why are we solving other countries' problems?
Well, sometimes you have to solve some other problems to solve your own.
Okay, so how is it? And I'm serious about this. How is it like our problem? What's happening? So, for example, before all of this happened, I was saying to Lola, we were talking about Ukraine, and I said, if really what was happening in Ukraine was really a big deal, would we be looking at England and France and people all over Europe just fucking partying down and celebrating and having a good old time? Would we?
You wouldn't think so.
No, because the fucking war is going on in Europe. So it wouldn't be just like, oh, let's have fun, let's have parties. And she was like, yeah, that's true. Well, why is that going on? And there is some shit happening in the Ukraine. I'm not arguing that. There's shit happening in the Ukraine, right? I've spoken to, there's a bunch of refugees and stuff like that over here. There's some really bad shit going down there. But why is the rest of Europe bawling the fuck out, and we're paying for the bill?
Well, I don't know.
Why is that happening?
Well, actually, don't have a good answer for you.
I'm really seriously asking people that question, because if this was so bad, why wouldn't the Europeans deal with this shit?
Yeah.
Why am I seeing people, like, even from here in America? I've got friends traveling all over Europe right now. Why the fuck is that happening?
Well, because the rest of why shouldn't they?
Oh, okay. So then maybe
tell me why they shouldn't.
Okay, so then maybe this thing's not that big of a deal.
If you nip it in the bud, it won't be.
How long has this bud been getting nipped? Because I think Ukraine has been getting nipped for the last 2 years or something like that.
If they'd give them the things they wanted when they wanted it,
right?
I think we'd be in a different situation right now. But they're stringing it out because they're scared that Russians are going to do something. Russians got a pot to fucking do anything with. They're begging with the fat North Korean dictator for shit. That's embarrassing.
So why don't we just deliver a death blow and end it all so that Ukraine can take over Russia and be just as fucked up?
Because these politicians
we'll be right back.
We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of a DAO, or decentralized autonomous organization like TUSC Crypto. TUSC cryptocurrency is a firearm-friendly e-commerce option for online payment transactions, secured on the blockchain. So when you're in the crypto market, please consider TUSC, TUSC.
Night Train says you stretch the rubber band far enough, eventually it's going to snap.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
in what respect?
Yeah,
who's going to snap?
Something's going to break.
Ukrainian?
Something's going to break. But why don't we? Why don't we?
Break.
Yeah, the American economy.
Yeah, it is
but
breaking.
When the American
going to
breaks,
break.
The whole world economy breaks. So
yeah, going to break. Like, have you guys seen the inflation, the cost of things here, all the shit that's going on? Isn't it weird? So right here, 42 Chilled says, how many millions have come over the border? I mean, Elon Musk was down on the border, and we have people coming over the border like something out of a zombie video game. I mean, am I wrong, Patrick?
No, they're just flooding in.
Isn't that crazy to look at that?
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. It's insane that we are.
So why is like Ukraine? Why is Ukraine and their problems that they have more important than our border?
Well, the problem is it's not to us, but to the U.S. politician, it is.
When you're trying to create...
Go, Walt. You're good. Mm-hmm.
You're trying to create this... They want to create... They're creating voters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I
mean, bottom line, it's not about they want them to cut their grass. It's about...
Also, they want crime. They want crime. They want people getting fucked up.
Chaos.
I kind of think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they want this. So our government has got the so the Biden administration ordered the border guards to fucking cut and laser cut and open every fucking thing down on the border, right?
Yep.
That's not a lie. This is reality. You could go look it up.
Well,
the border's wide
treason,
open.
But...
Yeah, it is treason, Walt. It is treason. So they want that. And then they're pumping all the money, which basically they're just creating money, printing money, which is devaluing the money here. Right now we have the unions basically bragging about how they're going to break the big three.
Well, you know
what?
If they break the big three, then they're broke.
We've got a self-destructive nation.
Mm-hmm. Well,
we're allowing kids. We're allowing kids. A 10-year-old could go. You know what? Today I think I'm a boy. I was born with freaking penis dangling down there, but I'm gonna chop that shit off and become a chick. No big deal. I'll flip it back a couple years if I feel like going back the other way. Yeah. We're literally destroying our kids. Just after we came out a wave of where we sent our bravest people over to Iraq and Afghanistan, and the ones that were fortunate to come back here alive, most of them came back here horribly scarred, maimed, mentally, messed up. Yeah, it seems like someone's like, nah, we're just gonna fucking break everything.
Yep.
Everything has to break.
That's an answer for you. No. I don't have an answer for you.
Fortunately, yeah.
But
yeah, we're just sitting back. We're sitting back watching it, right? Isn't it like we're sitting back watching?
What you're gonna do? You can't do anything.
If we don't have F-35s and F-16s,
you can't do anything.
Yeah.
And you could go down you could fix the border in a week. I could fix the border in a day.
Oh, I 100%.
I would fix the border in a day.
I can fix the border without any bloodshed. You know how I would do it?
Okay,
close it up.
I would fix the border without bloodshed. I'll put a bunch of zombie actors out there, and mofos will turn the fuck back. How much you want to bet? Do you know how superstitious people from other countries are?
The old-fashioned way. So, well, either you cross the border, there's a line, loudspeakers. There's a line. Okay, next. Who's coming up next?
Yeah, you have to do things like that. That's unfortunately correct.
Next.
Yeah. What happens if you go across the border? What happens if you try to cross the border into someone's country? But what happens? Seriously, you can't just go over the border.
I think you are correct that this is the point where we're at. You're not stopping them.
But that takes a set. You have to have a set.
You know what?
People haven't.
You know what's funny? We are willing to fund this Israeli fight, and we're totally cool with them having a wall. Well, their border is very secure.
Built that wall.
We're going to fix their wall, but we cut open our wall. We opened our wall, and we're going to fix their wall.
Yep, this is a fact. Correct. The United States government paid for that wall.
Yep. Of course.
The United States government they don't have money. The United States government does not have money. The American people paid for that wall.
Yes, but the American people paid for that wall with money the United States government printed out of fucking nowhere. That's pretty guaranteed by nothing.
Pretty much.
No, the ... needs to start not even on the border. I'm not questioning or arguing that it needs to happen on the border. It needs to start closer to home. The mofos who are deliberately taking us down, they shouldn't be here anymore.
How?
They don't need to be here. These people who are deliberately taking us down don't need to be here anymore. At some point, we have to realize that the people running this country in the government, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, they fucking hate you.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's all about the money. Follow the money, baby. It's all about the money.
See, listen, why would they not be afraid of opening up the borders and letting all these criminals, gangs, all kinds of people flood into America? Because they don't think that it's going to affect them. Somehow they know something that you don't know.
Yep. They don't live there. They don't live in that neighborhood. They'll never live in that neighborhood. Even if they're in their neighborhood, they won't live in that neighborhood. So
they hate us. These people, the normal people in America, they hate.
Yeah.
Well,
they hate normal people. You want to have a husband, a wife, children, a business. You want to, yeah, there's something wrong with you. They hate you. I mean, it's pretty obvious. If you look at it, it's pretty obvious. And then on the flip side, it's almost like, a man who abuses his wife, or even a wife who abuses her husband, right? It's like, he punches her in the face, but he says, "I love you," though. That's what they do.
One of the problems is we don't have a lot of power individually. Our individual power is very minimal. And they know that. And we're all too fucking stupid to get together and vote them out.
Yeah. And if you notice, anyone who tries to give the power to the people becomes an enemy, right? You guys have noticed that, right?
Yep.
Like if Joe Rogan, I'm just giving you examples, tries to speak, for the people, enemy. Elon Musk tries to do some shit, enemy, bad guy.
Yep.
Trump, listen, I have my issues with Trump, so I'm not going to pretend I don't, because I do. But that's what Trump tried to do. He didn't really know the shit he was getting into. He had no idea of what the fuck is really going on up there.
Didn't follow through like he should have followed through.
Do you think he really could have, though? Do you think he really had any power?
I'm sure you can.
I think he got there and he realized how fucked up shit really was there.
No, he got wool pulled over his eyes.
I don't know, Patrick. Let me know what you think here, because I feel like Trump got in there and they said, "Listen, mofo, this is the reality." Look, his own people turned on him. The Republicans turned on him.
They were never with him, Hank.
Yeah, I know.
They didn't want him from day one.
They didn't want him in the first place. As part of the problem.
Consider this. Consider this. This is why I don't feel sorry. I'm not gonna cry for Argentina or fucking McCarthy, right? Consider this. Where's the impeachment of Biden?
It won't happen.
Won't happen.
Yeah, it won't happen.
Did you really expect that?
No, I didn't. No, I'm just saying. I mean, do you? Okay, let me ask you guys this question: do you think most American people, like, we could obviously see it? We're not arguing with each other, right? We're pretty much agreeing with each other. Do you guys think the American people, like, do you think most of the people out there can see what we're saying, or no, they can't see it?
They can't see it. They're too busy. They're too busy watching their their favorite dancing show in the middle of the evening, and all the little rituals they go to. The best thing could happen in this country if the TV turned off. All of a sudden, all the television didn't work anymore.
Mm-hmm. Our toast is too good. Our toast is too nice.
So do you guys think? Nice. So you guys would say that a lot of people out there are still blind. They're still sleeping. They're still
absolutely
okay.
Our toast is too good for them.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking. Yeah.
All you have to do is come home at the end of your real hard day, crack a beer, and turn on the TV, and everything's okay. Just listen to the late night talk show hosts that are doing a stupid fucking podcast now. You know, our toast is too good.
But I can't even stand to do that stuff. How are there people?
I know I can't either. It's because once you have your eyes open to the world, to what's actually happening in this country, you can't unsee it. I can no longer watch major Hollywood blockbusters because all I see is politics. That's all it is.
I can't look at news. I can't. None of that shit. Maybe older things, but we're living in a world where these mofo's paraglided in to Israel.
They were
okay. Let me just say this. Where do you learn? Okay, where do you learn to power glide where somebody doesn't see you on radar, power gliding around? They didn't do it in Gaza. I can fucking guarantee you that.
Of course not. But these guys are well trained.
Well, yeah, because they were probably in Iran, getting trained.
Yeah.
They had a mock-up of these villages they went into. They weren't doing that in Gaza.
The Israelis.
It was very elaborate. That's why I don't believe that there's no way. Okay. Let's say
Israel does not get caught with its pants down. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, well, but let's say something happened and they got bamboozled.
They took their belt off this time, Walter. That's what happened.
What happened to the CIA then? The CIA is not aware of this shit either. You guys are thinking? CIA
is too busy trying to fuck with the American politics right now to do anything useful overseas.
Supposedly a lot of these weapons came from Afghanistan, they're saying.
There is a story already that, they sure enough did.
Yeah, I've seen lots of pictures and video of those same kind of guns.
They carried on mule from Afghanistan.
No.
Yeah, isn't it weird that you used to see these people throwing up AKs? Remember that? Now they're throwing up
ARs. They have ARs. They have M4s, most of them.
Yeah.
Old school.
With night vision on it.
Yep.
No, I didn't see any night vision when I was...
Or thermals and stuff like that. Suppressors and shit.
I saw a lot of AKs with the guys running around, a lot of them had AKs. So
they have old M4s.
One guy, the one they showed standing there had a Chinese side folder with the Chinese red
But they don't care.
In the countries that are celebrating, I've seen that stuff. So you know how there's all these countries celebrating. Obviously, there's actors and actresses and stuff like that celebrating. There's politicians celebrating what happened. What happened is not to be celebrated, and what's going to happen is not to be celebrated.
And
and you have to think about the people who are celebrating that, because what will they do when this happens to you? Well, I think we already know, because we saw it for years. Cities were getting burned down. People were getting dragged out of their businesses, beaten to death, and they did nothing. So they'll celebrate when it happens to normal people too, right? So it's something to think about. It's scary to look at this and think about it. And like I was saying, I was telling my wife, I was telling my son. This is the thing that I've been worried about right here.
I'm not worried at all, honestly.
I'm not worried. Don't feel sorry for those folk. You brought it on yourself. I mean.
I'm in the same boat as you, Walter. I don't feel sorry for them.
The people
they're not.
The
other thing I want to throw out there, which will probably get a lot of disagreement from some people, now maybe not our audience, but some people, is Israel's not our ally. Full stop.
They constantly spy on us and steal technology.
Not our ally. Full stop.
I don't believe we have any allies in the world.
I don't think we have allies even within our own.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Everybody spies on each other, but the Israelis
The Israelis do it more than anyone.
Stealing technology.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. My allies are the people like you guys.
That's it.
My other brothers and sisters out there that know what I'm talking about. Those are my allies.
That's it. Yep.
You know, and I'm willing to fight for this place right here, and everyone has to solve their problems. Look, I'm from Guyana. I've lived in Africa. You know, my wife was born in Ghana. I'm telling you, I'm not fighting for any of those places. I'm not fighting for Guyana. I'm not fighting for Ghana, Nigeria, none of those places, man. I'll fight for America.
Could you imagine a Jewish state in that area they talked about, which is predominantly now Muslim?
In which one? There was a bunch of places.
Oh, East Africa.
Oh, East Africa.
That's Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are Christians. If you're talking about
they're in a Muslim state right now.
You know, the Israelis, and I'm not trying to push the Israelis up, but every time there's been a war, they've kicked all their neighbors' asses. Okay, now we helped a little bit.
We didn't help with
man.
Mm-hmm.
What?
That they didn't do it on their own.
Well, we didn't physically help them. They, you know,
we give
couple
them
guns.
Money is enough.
Guns and bombs help a lot.
Right.
But
what's a state in the middle of America? let me think. Ohio.
Arkansas.
Let's say Arkansas got out of control, and we decided, all the other states decided Arkansas is out of fucking control. Can Arkansas defeat us?
No, you turn the electricity off and turn off anything going through the state.
So
it'd be a long fight.
The state of Israel, smack dab in the Middle East, and everyone around them is the opposite of them. Right or wrong?
But for the most part, Lebanon, that's a pain in the ass. Jordan, they've come to terms with Jordan. Jordan's not after him. Egypt, they've come to terms with Jordan.
They were all kind of frenemies. Yes.
Frenemies.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean,
let me ask you this: Would you do it though? Would you live like that?
Not
particularly. What do you mean? In what way?
Huh?
What do you mean? Live like what?
Would you choose to go would you choose right now to get up and go live in California?
Fuck no. Are you kidding me?
I can live in California just fine. I wouldn't live in the city.
Oh, I'm not living in California at all. Nothing. None of it.
California is not Israel, my friend.
I'm not saying that, but I'm not living in fuck California as well. I'm not living there.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, there's a reason why these folks decided to do it. At the end of the day, it is the Promised Land. It is the Holy Land. And, you know, I understand their position. Here's what I think about it. Let's say I decided that I wanted to take over Guyana, right? I'm going there and crushing every fucking body.
Well,
everybody has to go along with the plan. Okay? It's full dictator mode. You can't fuck around. Yeah, if you decide, so you know, listen, we in the gun community, there's a lot of, you see a lot of the IDF chicks. I saw someone talking about that. You know, you see a lot of the IDF dudes. They've always been good. Like I said, right here, my favorite guns, you know, come from Israel. If you have an enemy, you got to destroy them. I mean, I think we said it already, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't go live in the middle of your enemy and actually rationally think that.
That's why I was kind of working on earlier when I said they took all this property from other people and then they gave it all back. And I'm like, you didn't gain nothing by giving it back. You just gained the enemy a lot closer.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we do the same thing they've done the same thing with guns. Oh, well, you know, we'll sacrifice this one, and then they'll go away.
No,
they never fucking go away.
It's the same thing that happens. You know what a prison is? A prison is a place where there's about maybe 100 prison guards, and there's like 10,000 prisoners. Who do you think gets the most fucked up? Who do you think gets the most fucked up in there?
I don't know
guards.
Where you're going.
The guards. The guards get the most fucked up. Right? It's a fragile balance. Every now and then, when those people turn on those guards, they're fucked. So anytime you are the lesser number, and you go and you surround yourself with the bigger number, I don't care what controls you think you have. When those people turn on you, they have numbers over you.
Right. Well, it also helps to have, firepower. And the Israelis always make sure they have plenty of firepower. So,
don't leave your enemy behind on the battlefield. We'll be right back.
The Who Moved My Freedom podcast is made possible by our partners at 2A Commerce. Veteran-owned and with over 20 years' experience, 2A Commerce is the leader in custom e-commerce and web application development in the shooting sports industry. Clients include major brands such as Guard Dog Body Armor, Sylvan Arms, AccuFire Technologies, The Tactical Games, Warrior Knife Company, and yours truly, Hank Strange. Visit 2A Commerce and support this show by supporting them. Once again, visit the number 2acommerce.com.
Yeah, so did you want to say something, Patrick?
No, I was just laughing at your comment.
Oh. Yeah, you can't leave your enemy behind. If you're going to fight, you got to, honestly, you can't be surrounded by your enemy. You got to take your enemy out, but man, this right here is going to go on for a long time. And I was wondering what was the thing that was going to break America? Not necessarily this, but and trust me, in a couple of weeks, Congress is going to get their shit sorted out. We'll probably get McCarthy back if I'm making predictions.
You really think so? There ain't no way in hell.
He already said he's willing to come back. Remember, he was saying he's done.
He is.
So we're going to get McCarthy, even if we get Jim Jordan, right? They'll be back to funding Ukraine in a couple of weeks. There will be funding what's happening in Israel in a very short period of time. And this shit will go on. Things will keep getting more expensive. Interest rates are going to keep going up. People are going to lose their jobs, not get jobs. All right? This shit is going to keep sliding down into the shithole. But it has to happen. I don't want to make anyone miserable about it, but it has to happen. Shit has to break here for Americans to realize that we can't go with this dumb shit.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, but there are too many stupid people that are willing to. Oh God, defending Ukraine. If you don't defend Ukraine, you're a horrible person. If you don't defend Israel, you're a horrible person.
Yeah, I think people need to solve their problems. I think we need to.
Oh, absolutely. I think Israel needs to get it. Well, I don't really give a shit who wins. Well, I take that back. Israel's less violent towards America than Hamas is. So
yeah, I
probably be better.
I don't. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I don't want be better for Israel to win, but I
don't want Hamas to be the victor out of this. Those motherfuckers want us too.
You're probably right.
You think they don't want us? You don't think they envision coming in here and doing that same thing?
But Israel is not our ally, and I do not give a shit about this war.
Israel could wipe Hamas clean. They could flatten every building in that whole place. Yeah. And they're doing a pretty good job of it.
If they're willing to pay the price. If the price that's been paid in the last couple of days is not the price. That's a fraction of the price.
Oh, yeah. No, this is nothing.
Yeah. It's sad to say, but a lot more people are going to die on both sides. But ultimately, this is the human way. I don't think it should be that way. As human beings, I think we got to get over our shit. But we don't know how to.
No, it doesn't work that way, Hank. That's not how humans work.
We don't know how to do it. We have people who...
We have been doing this since we were primates. This is not how we're programmed.
So let's say we're talking about people who think that they could be whoever they want to be, right? They can identify as whatever they want to. If we go, yeah, sure, fuck it. You can identify as whatever you want to. They go, but if you don't do what I'm doing... and start identifying how I am, then you're fucked up, and I'm going to do something about you.
If you want to play some sort of stupid mental game where you think you are, I don't know, a woman, then yeah, it's fine. I don't give a shit. But yeah, the problem comes in, I'm not playing your game. I'm not living your fantasy.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Whoever your enemy is, they want to destroy you. You've seen these folks out there trying to destroy kids. We're living in a world where Disney, I remember I grew up on Disney. Okay, I'm 51 years old. Okay, I grew up on Disney, and I remember when Disney was a conservative place, and then Disney flipped on children.
Well, that's because they were sold and sold again and changed ownership and everything else. And
yeah. And so why would you want to destroy the kids? Why would you want to make the kids confused?
Because you're covering for the people in that part of the woods.
Because you want to make it okay for people to do whatever they want to do. And you know that that children are the one thing that we will die for.
Who's always said that all this stuff is about normalization? It's all one step at a time.
Normalization of chaos. We are actually
normalization
normal.
of debauchery.
Yeah, we're normal people. We're normal. That's, you know that, right? We're like normal folks. We're normal folks. That's who we are.
Oh no! Well, everybody. Who are you to say what's normal? Right?
We know what's normal. It's written
like saying,
in our hearts.
That's like we say we have common sense. Well, what's common sense, and whose common sense is common sense?
I know what's normal. I don't want a stripper dancing in front of a kid or a drag queen doing the same thing.
No, if I had my choice, we'll have the stripper because that's normal. Versus the freak show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Heterosexual stuff, girl.
Yeah, I don't want my kids to be corrupted by anything. I want my kids to grow up and be normal, be who they are, be what's written in their heart.
Yeah, whatever's going to happen is going to happen in the end. But once they become an adult, they can make that decision. Yeah. Until then, they have no choice in anything.
I was so 42 Chills talking about indoctrinating them. So right now I'm listening to the audiobook about Elon Musk, his biography. He has a lot of kids. I think he has what does he have, 15? No, he's got like 15.
No, not
kids.
15. No, he doesn't.
Oh, he's got a bunch. He's got a shit ton of kids.
He's got not that many, I don't think.
Yeah. He's got more than 10 kids. So one of these, so he actually, took his money and started a school, right? Living in LA, and his kids went there, I think, from kindergarten up to maybe middle school or something. And he says that one of his biggest mistakes he made is to not extend that out to high school. And the reason is one of his kids was indoctrinated. And this kid started telling him, I hate you and everything you stand for. All your wealth, all this kind of stuff. And this kid, would not talk to him, would talk to him like shit. It's one of the reasons why, I don't know if you know this, but he sold all his houses and stuff like that. He doesn't have any, I think he's got a little tiny house that he rents from someone. He sold everything. Well, the next thing you know, this kid became a communist.
Of course.
Okay. Then switch genders. Right? I mean, and he said this indoctrination. In LA, in the schools, they indoctrinated that kid against their father, and he's a bad guy because he was a billionaire.
Absolutely.
Well, what are you going to do?
That's kind of my...
Sometimes that happens even with the most other-sided indoctrination, too. So, the opposite, and then they... Maybe that boy's just not right.
Oh, for sure.
I mean...
Yeah, some people are susceptible to things, and some people are not.
That's like some people can't... Yeah. They have one line of cocaine, and they got to have a whole pound of cocaine. Because it's... Well,
but we talk about this here, right? This is a thing we talk about a lot here. Why is it in our age, even Patrick, you're 30-something, going back to when you were younger, this shit that's going on was not going on this scale and this level. I think that we always have certain things happening or whatever, but not like this.
I'm going to go back to what I said before. It all starts with, well, she can marry her and he can marry her. That's okay. And then it's one thing after another, a little bit higher, a little bit more. There's 15 different genders. There's 150.
Absolutely correct.
And it just keeps going more and more and more.
Yeah.
Well, who are you to say? Who are you to
but
say?
it's everywhere now. Did I tell you guys about what happened when I went to Home Depot? You remember I bought a ride-on mower for.
Yeah, you said that nobody could help you, and
yeah, I literally.
Or no, Lola told us that. Yeah, I don't think you said it on the
Yeah, so I went to Home Depot, okay, and I was looking for a zero, like a not an industrial or professional kind of zero turn, right? Basically, like a glorified ride-on mower for Lola. So I go into Home Depot. I go to the lawn care section. I found the thing by myself, but there was no one there. I'm trying to find out about it. So I go to this kid that's working in that section. I said, "Listen, I want to know about the zero turn." He's like, "What is that?" I was like, "The zero turn. It's a mower." He was like, "A mower? What is that?" I was like, you sit on it, you cut it, it drives around, cuts the grass. He didn't know what I was talking about. I'm just telling you, young black kid. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Are you surprised, though?
Right. No, I'm not. So then I go back to that section. I'm looking around. Okay. And there's a guy there that's working for an outside company for Home Depot. He sees me. He's trying to help me. He doesn't know about the thing. He says, I'm going to call someone. So the person who's in charge of that thing came. Basically, this white witch came down the aisle. Okay. Young girl. She looked and was dressed like a witch. Okay, she had on crazy makeup. Her hair was crazy, but she was dressed everything like a witch. Okay, so I said, "Oh, I'm looking at this." She had this was her section that she's in charge of. No fucking idea what I'm talking about.
Not surprised.
She didn't know. The guy got mad eventually and took me inside to. It was so crazy, and I was telling Lola, like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, there's people working in Home Depot that don't know shit about what's going on there. You think they would at least train them, and she didn't really believe me. And then someone she works with went to I think a different Home Depot. Same shit. This is what's happening when you're going out there in the world today. Everyone is fucked and no one has any kind of clue. And I'm like, how does shit even get done?
Because someplace up the line there's somebody my age that does it all.
Mm-hmm.
That's how. Because usually in those Home Depots, there are some older guys working in there.
Yeah, that's how I got my stuff fixed. I eventually ran into someone that was like 35 years old. And he sorted all the shit out. But, I mean, I don't remember the world being like that when I was that age.
Thanks to COVID, now nobody has to work anymore. At least they don't think they have to. And they can work from at home. That fallacy, which everybody can't work from at home. Mm-hmm. Work from at home means not work at all for a lot of people.
Oh, well, you have to have very specific skills to do this. Everybody just can't work at home. You need to have the certain kind of skills, right? Like, Patrick has a very particular set of skills. And I'm not talking about Liam Neeson.
I was going to say, is this a movie quote that you're talking here?
But you do, right? In order to do this.
I have a very odd view of myself and how I work and everything. And I don't think that I don't think working from home is sustainable for the long term. No. Because there are people that just, you can't have Marley go work from home, a nurse.
How do you doctor from at home? You can't doctor from at home.
Doesn't work that way.
Yeah, you got to physically touch your patient.
Eventually, like I said earlier, I have put in my paperwork, and eventually I would like to not work from home, or I guess work from my own shop rather.
Work for yourself.
Work for myself. Yeah, that's my end goal. But
you have skills. You have skills that everybody doesn't have. They're gonna, that's. But look at these people. Like, how do you go to Home Depot or anywhere like that, and you don't even have the basic skills to understand the section that you're working in and what the implements are fucking called?
I agree with that. Yeah.
How do you hire somebody that looks like the Freak Show?
Because first off, I'm just gonna throw this out there.
Because you can't find
there's nothing wrong with
anybody else.
Yeah. What was that, Patrick?
I said there's nothing wrong with a big titty goth girlfriend. We all know that. It's totally
this chick was bony. She literally looked like a witch.
Bony goth girlfriends.
Yeah. Someone said, and Hank's Home Depot card got canceled. Dude, all the young people in that Home Depot were crazy looking.
You know that y'all are older than me. I have gotten to the point where I can't ask questions when I go somewhere. I just look it all up. I know what I'm looking for when I show up. What's the point in asking? I probably know more about what I'm asking about than the person standing there. Truth.
Have you been to Best Buy lately? Best Buy doesn't even have cameras anymore.
I don't want to go to Best Buy. I don't like it.
No.
Want to go.
I went to Best Buy. They don't have shit in the store. I'm like, why is this Best Buy running? And they're like, because people don't want to come in here. They just buy stuff online. Which I get it. Like, that's what we're doing. The world's changing in that. I'm not saying that's bad.
Yeah, but there are things you need to physically touch.
Yes, or you want to talk to someone who knows what the fuck they're talking about.
What was that, Patrick? What did you say?
Boobies.
Titties.
That's what you get a physical.
It sounded like you said titty. And I was like,
yes, that's what he said. Yes,
physically
Walter.
touch them. Come on, you can't just pick them up and go.
He didn't stutter. He said it.
No, I didn't. I didn't stutter one bit.
Where are you buying those at?
Plastic Surgery Center. So Patrick, you think in that regards everything's changing? Like people from your generation, they don't need these fucking stores.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I like a store for certain things. I think it's good to have a store for some things.
Okay.
But there are certain things that you don't need.
Okay. Well, because you can get a lot of stuff now, and then if it doesn't work, you can return it. Go, Walt. Sorry.
It's things like a hardware store. You can't replace a hardware store online. Especially when
you
have a part and you're trying to find something to make it work.
Yeah, when you want one little bolt.
Yeah,
exactly. It is very frustrating when I need one small part and I look around and I'm like, nobody carries this. I can't even find it at Home Depot. Or like, our city isn't big enough, unfortunately, for like machinery, machinist stuff, finding engines and things like that. Awesome.
I mean, that stuff, you could do that all online now. It's not.
But that's the thing is, I would rather spend a couple extra bucks and go to a place that has machinist tools. Our city's too small. We don't.
It's non-existent anymore, Patrick.
It is. Yeah. It's correct. You're right. It's a shame.
In our area, there are places you can physically go. There's a couple, three of them probably. But once again, our area can, I guess, support that. Some areas are not.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you are is a little bit more industrial, Walter, but I think it's also deliberate. I think they deliberately don't want certain things to be made. So someone like yourself, like Patrick, who can actually fix things and make them workable or make things from scratch, they don't want these fucking people.
Well, there's been a huge effort, especially in the auto industry, so make it where you can't fix things. Make it illegal.
Yeah, right to fix, yeah.
Yeah, the SEMA's been fighting that tooth and nail. And that goes for anything. That goes from computers. That goes, God forbid you fix your own stuff. You know, I mean, that means you don't have to go out and buy a brand new one. You know?
It's the problem with litigation, and you'll appreciate this, Walter. You know how, like, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos have this rivalry? In the biography, it talks about this. So you know how the rockets are taking off and then coming back and landing on their own and all that? Yeah. When Musk started talking about doing it, when they, SpaceX was developing it, Bezos was also planning on doing it, but his first move was to patent not the specific technology or anything of that, but to patent of anyone even saying that's what they were doing. That's what they went out there and did, and Musk fought him on it in court and beat him.
You can't patent thought or talk.
That's what they were trying to do. That no one else could say that they were even creating something like that. And that's the problem. A lot of these people now want to go out there and make people completely useless and lock everything down, and you can't do anything except what they say you could do.
And you know what people do when you try to tell them you can't do something? They want to do it even more.
Yeah, they find a way.
I mean, hey, look at guns. Oh, you can't have any guns. Well, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go down to Home Depot and buy me some pipe, and I'm making me one.
Well, the lesson here, as brutal as this sounds to some people, right? The lesson here is you could be mighty, and you could have a lot of the world behind you, but when you take a group of people and try to suppress them, and you give them no other choice, they will fuck you up with their last breath. They will do it. I'm not saying I don't agree with it at all. 100% I do not agree with it. But when you do that, there will be people who will push back against you.
Yeah.
Every single time. And that's what we're seeing playing itself out in the world. What's up, Patrick? Oh, okay.
Just talking to myself.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's looking for a zero turn at Home Depot. Can't get any help.
Is that what? Okay, wait till you go. Well, you probably won't go through it, but you guys will see what I'm talking about. It's nuts what's going on.
When we bought my dad's mower, there really, you look at it, you got to make your own decision. There's nobody there to talk to you about it. Mm-hmm. And then we had to wait for somebody to help us do the paperwork and get it out. Mm-hmm. And,
when's the last time you went to a Walmart and you saw a person to check you out?
Jesus. One person for 7 or 10 self-checkouts,
Yeah. I think a lot of this stuff is cyclic, some of it. Things goes in cycles. I don't care what age you are, sometimes you need somebody.
Yeah, you need to see a person. Yeah, we're going to take a break. We're taking a break here. Hold on, we'll be right back.
We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of manufacturers like Safety Harbor Firearms. SHF is a quintessential family-owned small business, totally representative of the American dream. Safety Harbor Firearms is a Florida-based manufacturer of the compact entry stock and the SHTF 50 upper for an AR-15 lower. Also, SHF happily delivers on your Sten gun parts needs. So don't forget to check out stenparts.com and safetyharborfirearms.com.
So someone said I can't go to Home Depot anymore. Did you guys see that video on Instagram where the people just pulled up with a pickup truck in front of Home Depot or Lowe's or something and picked up a mower and put it in the pickup truck and drove off?
People need to be beaten in the streets. That's the only way we fix these sorts of things.
We're going back to that. We're going to go back to that.
I'm 100%. You know what? You hire security guards with shotgun, and that shit starts, and you just let them have it.
We need civility. It's crazy to see, like...
Oh, that's so mean. That's so mean.
You would think property is worth more than life? Immediately. It was
property worth more than life, Walter.
Yeah, but if you look at what's happening in New York City and Chicago and stores and stuff like that, all the stores, all the Targets that are closing down around the country because people are just walking in and taking shit. You went out, Patrick. You went out. Mm-hmm. Your audio went off. Yeah, you're there. Uh-huh.
The funniest one for me is people saying, like, they would kill for their dog, and then other people saying, like, oh my God, you think human life is worth less than your dog's life? I'm sitting here like, fuck yeah. So if you attacked my dog, I'm shooting you in the face. I don't give a shit. My dog is way more important than you.
Yeah, that's individual. People love their dogs. Sorry. You better be willing to take out the person and their dog.
Yeah, I mean, my stuff, my life, my everything, far more important than some random person on the street. Sorry.
Yeah, if you go after other people's shit, you don't value your own fucking life.
No, you're making bad mistakes.
Yeah.
Walter,
you don't value your own life. Uh-huh.
Walter for POTUS.
Shotgun for every sport clerk.
I don't know if
I don't know if the country could take my policy. But
shotguns and whips.
we would have a serious firing session.
Yeah, the stocks have to come back. Remember the stocks? Like where they put you in the stocks?
Oh, yeah, put you in the stocks out there. Yeah.
My grandmother, when I was a kid, told me that when she was a kid, she remembered them still having public hangings in the middle of Tampa, in West Tampa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They still had public hangings back then. That would have been the 40s, 50s, early 50s.
Holy jeez.
Yeah, they still had it where you did something wrong, they'd hang your ass.
Yeah.
No, 40. It would have been the 40s because I think they were born. Grandma was born in 35.
Yeah, it was a little bit further back, probably. Yeah.
Well, it seems like they wanted to go back to that. Night Train says, "I always remember a line from the Nick Nolte movie Farewell to the King: Blood must be answered by blood."
I agree with that. Yeah.
An eye for an eye.
Yeah. And we're going to see it happen. There's going to be a lot of eyes shed. Over there in the Middle East here coming up. So,
but everyone involved asked for this. That's all I'm saying. Just balance that thought in your brain.
Kind of.
Yes, everyone involved asked for it.
I'd hate to think that there was some purposeful looking the other way to start all this. That seems just completely out of character, but I don't know.
Someone in the intelligence forces aren't fucking doing their job. Okay?
Well,
I mean, how do they know what papers Trump has in Mar-a-Lago, and they don't know what Hamas... They didn't see a whole bunch of frickin' paragliders sitting on a runway somewhere.
As soon as that gets above building level, it pops up on radar.
Yeah, those guys should just be getting strafed. You know, you should just see tracer fire go up on those guys.
Boom.
Yeah, and this is why 50. People always ask me, "Oh, why 50?" I don't know. You get that. You must get that question, Walter. People are always asking me. Yeah, people ask me like, "Why would I need a 50?"
Why not?
I could think of many reasons. How do you take down a black attack helicopter?
Oh, you're not going to do it one shot. I can tell you that.
Yeah, sure. That's true. That may be true.
That's a fallacy about shooting.
That's why you need multiples. How are you taking out a drone? How are you going to stop an engine?
That's actually very hard to do. I mean, I think the next billionaire will be the guy that either he knows how to shoot to stop them and / detect them. And if you can figure out both things easily, yeah, you become billionaire.
Well, I think to kill a drone, you need a drone, probably. This is why they license all the drone shit. Remember when I had a drone and everyone had to get licensed for a drone, and I was like, "Fuck these people! I'm never gonna do it." Yeah,
I definitely would. Absolutely, if I had a big drone, would license it 100%.
No, not me. I refuse.
Government would absolutely know about everything that's in my house.
But this is why they did all that. You know, they get it. They get it. It's one of those things.
Unfortunately, we are way behind in all this technology. So at the moment, I know we're working on things, but
listen, I saw those little fucking aliens in Mexico. I saw those mofos. If Mexico has the alien technology, you're trying to tell me that America doesn't have... Come on, Walt.
Yeah. Mexico has alien technology. Think about what you just said. Okay.
Okay, so you guys are saying it's not real. Okay, I can't say it with a straight face. All right, whatever.
Si, senor.
You're saying it's not real? You're saying that those aliens weren't real? That was fake?
Real,
that's fake news? That's fake news?
I can make a better looking dead alien than those fuckers. That was terrible.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know what's going on there. All right, listen. We got to wrap this up. It's over 9 o'clock. It's past 9 o'clock. Patrick still hasn't eaten, so who knows? Are you on your own? Are you on your own?
The ladies are all still gone.
Mo. Oh, no. And then all you're doing is drinking.
I'm just drinking. That's it. That's all you need. Oh, man.
Yeah, Marley's going to come back from her shift and be like, what the fuck happened? What is going on here? Anyway, we need to wrap this up. On my part, I want to just tell everyone, like, I know how all of this stuff is. I know especially there's a lot of Americans that, have relatives in Israel and all that kind of stuff. And there's crazy shit happening in the world, but just, like, try to think about this because, yeah, I do agree that there's a lot of mind games going on here. I'm not saying it's not reality. It is reality, but why?
Oh, it's real.
Yeah. Why is it reality? Why is it happening? And why, ask yourself this question. Why is this not the last shit that's about to happen this year?
It could scale up really fast into
some crazy shit. So
get your stuff in order. Get your stuff in order.
I'm not trying to make people miserable out there, but just be aware, be conscious of what's going on out there and what people are doing and how you're being manipulated by everything that's out in the world. That's the thing I want to say to you. And it always, it's never a big deal. What's that saying about, like, if your neighbor gets laid off or whatever, it looks like a recession, right? If your neighbor loses their job, they get laid off, it looks like a recession. But when you get laid off, it's a fucking depression.
It's a depression, yeah.
Yeah, and it's all good. Like when you look on the news and you see some freaking terrorists coming down with saws on a fucking paraglider. Okay.
Try it here.
Yeah. When you see that,
we got gators out back. You won't. They'll be well fed. Believe me.
When you see that and you think like, hey, that's some other people that shit is happening to. No. Just like it happened to those other people, it could happen to you.
There's a lot of those people here in this country, by the way.
Yep.
Yep. And that don't like you.
Yeah.
Walter, I've heard the word sleeper cell thrown around a couple times today.
Yeah.
Oh, there's lots of that here. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's lots of that.
Yeah.
But remember, everybody, white nationalist terrorism is the number one threat to the U.S.
Evil white dudes. That's what you should be worried about. But you worry about your white privilege. When I see people talking that shit, that is a flag to your stupidity.
Yeah.
When I see people talking that, these people are your friends. Like I tell people, know who your real friends are, who your real enemies are. Be aware of what's going on. Try not to make yourself miserable and depress yourself.
And don't listen.
This is where they beat you. They beat you right in here, right in the mind.
Yeah.
That's where they defeat you. I'm going to let these guys wrap up. I'm going to start with Patrick. Tell the guys out there what you want them to know. I think you must have some stuff.
YouTube.com/BabyFaceP, Instagram baby_faceP. Y'all get a sneak preview of the video that went live today. Is already done and tested, and let me tell you, is it hot damn beautiful? And it works.
It's pretty as a motherfucker.
If you told me that Patrick would be obsessed with these little pump action 22s, like even 3 months ago, if you told me, I'm like, no.
When I pulled that thing off the shelf, it was so covered with dust and shit that, yeah, you never know.
Yeah, hold on, let me show it again.
Pretty as a motherfucker. Hold on, let's see if I can get
it. And shoots good too, man. I tell you what, don't let anybody tell you a 22 is not.
22 is the most awesome gun. Who invented the 22 and a 22 rifle? Who did that?
A genius.
we can talk about that next time because I learned all the history of it.
Oh shit!
Up on this one.
Yeah, Patrick got himself a book on this shit too. That's how you know he's gonna be Poindexter of this shit.
Stuff to show off today, and we just got too busy.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
But
I wonder where did you get that from me too?
Possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay. All right. You got to check out BabyFace.
The video is up. Go check it out. The gun is beautiful now that it's done. We got, you'll see the progress in the next 2 weeks.
Awesome. Walter, what's going on with you?
Safety Hour Firearms, stemparts.com. We're on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, both of those. Plus, Stem Parts is not on all those, but Stem Parts is stemparts.com. And there's Different Racing too, which is on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and Playa. Yeah. That's it.
Absolutely. Big shout out and thanks to all the. There you go. That is Chromie V's gun in the future.
He better act.
That's a Marlin, isn't it? That's a Marlin, right?
It's a Marlin 39A.
Yeah.
I got one too.
This thing is so much fun. We got to have a 22 day where we just shoot.
Yeah, we do. We got that. We got a lot of good stuff coming up. So, big shout out to all the gun folks out there. Even when I was in Virginia at that event, I saw gun folks out there. So, it's good to know you're all out there in the world and we're rocking and rolling together. Be safe. Be thankful for the things that you do have and be vigilant, man.
And process carefully. Listen to it all. Just don't go one way or another. Yeah.
Who's doing the words of wisdom? Who's doing words of wisdom?
That's my words. Process carefully.
Okay.
Process carefully, and don't let it make your head go.
Don't be manipulated. Have your own mind and learn to see all the sides.
If this stresses you out, turn the news off. Turn it off.
It
ain't affecting you right now. Turn it off.
Yeah.
Turn it off.
Yeah. Let the people who need to settle shit settle
guess
their
what?
shit.
When you turn it back on, it's still going to be there. It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, we're out of here. We'll see you guys next week. We're out of here. Let me make sure I hit all the buttons appropriately here. I forget every single time, but let me make sure I do this all right. And bada bing, bada boom.